Glad to have you back to 1337, The Future of Podcast. I'm Max.
And I'm Sophia.
Today we're diving deep into a journey through grief. You ready to unlock some serious literary insights?
Absolutely. This novel is so richly layered. It explores themes of memory and grief and family secrets. Oh, and the complexities of human relationships, too.
All against the backdrop of Birchwood, a crumbling Irish estate. What's fascinating is how the estate almost becomes a character itself.
It's true. Birchwood isn't just a setting. It's a reflection of the Godkin family's decline. The decaying walls and the overgrown gardens, it all mirrors the family struggles and the weight of their past.
It really is like the estate is alive, shaping the lives of everyone who lives there.
Exactly. And then we have Gabriel Godkin, our narrator. He's drawn back to Birchwood after years away, haunted by the memory of his lost twin sister, Rose.
His search for Rose becomes this driving force, this quest for the truth about his past.
But as he digs deeper, he uncovers a huge family secret that just shatters his understanding of everything.
This is where it gets really interesting. Gabriel discovers he's the product of an incestuous relationship between his father and his Aunt Martha.
This revelation throws his whole world upside down. He has to grapple with his identity, his sense of belonging, the foundations of his family history.
It's a bombshell that forces him to confront not only the past, but the morality of his family too.
And speaking of morality, there aren't any clear heroes or villains in this story. Each character is flawed. Each one's grappling with their own demons.
Like Beatrice, Gabriel's mother. She descends into madness. Or Gabriel himself. He seems so emotionally detached, almost numb to everything.
Their grief manifests in different ways, shaping their actions and how they interact with others. They're all trapped, in a way.
The author captures these different sides of grief brilliantly. The imagery and symbolism really gets to you.
The shattered glass in that abandoned house? It's such a powerful image. It represents the fractured nature of the family's past, their inability to heal.
And the birds. They always seem to represent a yearning for escape, for freedom.
But even the birds are drawn to the decay at Birchwood, just like the characters are drawn to their own destructive patterns.
Then we have the circus. It bursts into this gloomy world with color and chaos.
Silas's circus really disrupts the atmosphere at Birchwood. It brings a whole new energy with it.
It's like a breath of fresh air. A temporary escape from the darkness and grief that hangs over the estate.
But even the circus has its dark side. The characters are complex and flawed, burdened by their own secrets.
Like Silas, the ringmaster, or Angel, the fortune teller with that unsettling laugh. They're alluring and a little frightening at the same time.
They represent the two sides of life, how joy and sorrow are always intertwined.
And we can't forget the historical context, the Irish potato famine. It adds another layer of tragedy to the story.
The famine casts a long shadow over everyone. It highlights their vulnerability. It adds a sense of urgency and despair to their struggle.
And it underscores the political unrest and the violence simmering beneath the surface. The Molly Maguires, the burning of Birchwood, it all points to it.
This historical backdrop really deepens the novel's themes. It connects personal grief with a wider social and political landscape.
It's amazing how the author weaves all these elements together, the personal and the political, the symbolic. It creates such a rich and complex tapestry.
It's a testament to his skill as a writer, his ability to capture the nuances of human experience.
It shows the power of literature to take us to different worlds and make us think about our own lives.
A Journey Through Grief is more than just a novel. It's an invitation to explore human emotions, the complexities of memory, loss, and identity.
And that's what makes it so rewarding. It sticks with you long after you finish it, prompting you to reflect on your own experiences.
It really does. It lingers in your mind and makes you question your perceptions, delve deeper into those mysteries of the human heart. One of the things that really stood out to me about Birchwood is how its decay seems to mirror Gabriel's internal state.
Yeah, it's true. It's almost as if the estate is a physical manifestation of his emotional turmoil, like those crumbling walls and the overgrown gardens, even the shattered glass. They all kind of reflect that sense of fragmentation and loss.
And that sense of fragmentation is so central to Gabriel's whole journey. His memories are almost like pieces of a shattered mirror, distorted and incomplete. He's constantly trying to piece them together, trying to make sense of his past. But the truth, it always seems just out of reach.
It's like he's haunted, literally and figuratively, by these ghosts of his past. The estate itself feels haunted, you know what I mean? With all those secrets and hidden histories.
Absolutely. Birchwood is just steeped in the past, and that past weighs so heavily on Gabriel. He's trying to break free, but it just keeps pulling him back.
And what about the birds? They keep appearing throughout the novel. often in kind of unsettling ways. What do you think about their symbolism?
Well, birds are usually associated with freedom, escape, right? But in this novel, they seem to represent something a little more complicated. They're drawn to the decay, to that darkness. It's like they're feeding on the secrets and sorrow that permeate Birchwood.
There's that one scene in the attic. Gabriel finds a bird trapped up there, its wings tangled in cobwebs. It's such a disturbing image, and it feels so symbolic of Gabriel's own, feeling of being trapped.
Exactly. He's trapped by his family's past, by his own grief, his own guilt, and just like that bird, he's struggling to find a way out.
Let's talk about the author's use of language. It's so evocative, so rich in detail. You can almost, smell the decay, feel the dampness.
Oh, Banville is a master of atmosphere. He uses language to create this world that's beautiful but unsettling at the same time. A world where beauty and decay are kind of intertwined.
There's this passage, I don't know if you remember it, but it really stuck with me. The air was thick with the smell of damp earth and rotting leaves. It was the smell of time passing, of things falling apart. It really captures the mood of the novel, don't you think?
It does. It really does. And that sense of time passing, of things falling apart, it's at the heart of how the novel explores memory and loss. Gabriel is constantly trying to hold on to the past, trying to reconstruct it, but it just keeps slipping away.
The estate is like a symbol of that process of decay, of time passing, of how nothing lasts forever. It reminds us that even the grandest structures eventually crumble and fade.
And that's a truth that Gabriel has to confront. He's clinging to the past, to the memory of Rose. But the past, it's constantly shifting and changing, just like Birchwood itself.
And then there's the circus. It arrives and disrupts the somber mood at Birchwood. It brings with it this burst of color and energy. It's a fascinating contrast, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. The circus represents a world of, illusion and escape. A world where the rules are different. It's a temporary break from all that darkness and grief that hangs over Birchwood.
But even the circus has its shadows. The characters are colorful and eccentric, but they're also carrying their own burdens, their own secrets.
Like Silas, the ringmaster. He's so enigmatic, so melancholic. And Angel, the fortune teller, her laughter seems to hide, like a deeper sadness. They represent the duality of human nature, how joy and sorrow, they're always connected.
And their presence at Birchwood raises questions about the nature of truth and illusion. Are they offering Gabriel a genuine escape, or are they just perpetuating the cycle of deception he's trapped in?
That's a question that the novel leaves open to interpretation. And it's one of the things that makes A Journey Through Grief such a compelling read, I think.
It challenges us to think about the ways we create our own realities, the stories we tell ourselves to make sense of the world. It reminds us that the truth can be, a lot more elusive than we want to believe.
It also makes you think about how we deal with grief and loss, Each character in the novel grapples with these emotions in their own way. There aren't any easy answers.
It's a really human story, and one that sticks with you.
Absolutely. It stays with you and makes you think about your own experiences with loss, with memory, and with searching for meaning in a world that often feels, chaotic.
So we've talked about the setting and the symbolism and all of those characters, but let's get to the heart of A Journey Through Grief. Gabriel's search for his lost twin sister, Rose.
It totally consumes him, don't you think? It drives everything he does, even though there's not much to go on.
Absolutely. It's like he needs to believe Rose is real. It gives him a reason to be at Birchwood, to confront his past.
And yet the whole novel keeps you wondering, is Rose real? Or is she all in Gabriel's head? The author is so good at keeping us guessing. There are clues everywhere, but you can interpret them in so many ways.
Remember that scene in the schoolroom when Aunt Martha reads Gabriel that story about twins?
Yeah.
It's such a key moment. He gets so fixated on that idea, it awakens something in him.
Yeah, it's like that story plants a seed that grows into this obsession. And then you have Sybil, the circus performer. She says she saw Rose.
Sybil, she's such an interesting character, so manipulative, always scheming. Is she telling the truth? Or just messing with Gabriel?
It's really hard to say, but what she says has this huge impact on him. It gives him hope and pushes him further down this path of self-discovery.
That shows how desperate he is, right? He wants to find Rose so badly to prove his own existence that he'll grab onto anything, even if it's from someone you can't trust.
Exactly. And then, of course, there's the ending. That huge reveal that Michael, who we think is Gabriel's cousin, is actually his twin brother.
It changes everything. You have to rethink the whole story with that new information.
It makes you ask even more questions about identity and memory and the stories we tell ourselves.
So after this whole journey through grief and lies and the search for truth, where does the novel leave us? What should the listener take away from it all?
I think A Journey Through Grief is all about how we deceive ourselves. We create these narratives to make sense of the world, even if they're based on lies.
It's like what Gabriel goes through. He's searching for something that might not even be real, but that search, that's what saves him.
It gives him a reason to keep going, even with all the grief and uncertainty, and maybe that's the most human thing there is, our need to find meaning, even when things are really tough.
This deep dive has given me so much to think about. A Journey Through Grief is such a powerful novel. I would recommend it to anyone who wants to explore those big emotions, memory, loss, all of that.
I agree. It's such a well-written story. It sticks with you. It makes you think about your own life, the stories you tell yourself.
And for more deep dives like this one, just head over to 1337podcast.com. We're always looking at something new and interesting, and we'd love for you to join us.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Host and expert speaker, Strength and Honor. I am Spartacus.
Thanks for watching. Tap into 1337podcast.com.